And a good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to week 7, which officially will run from October the 4th through October the 10th, 2025. Starting here with our overview and a number of course objectives, week 7 officially takes us to the end of our textbook, and for the most part, the remainder of what I would consider to be new content. Readings that I'm asking you to focus on will be in Loudon and Loudon chapters 11 and 12. And so please make sure that you complete that reading before. The slides are here for you, the student lecture slides, as are the instructor guides for both 11 and 12 with the recorded lectures. Your assignments for week 7. Discussion post, which is under discussions, discussion post number 7, as traditional has been for the last several weeks. There's also an individual research assignment, which falls under individual assignments. If you happen to be reviewing the syllabus, please note that there is, for week 7, along with those two items, there is an individual assignment number 5, which again is listed on the syllabus. I've opted to remove that from the course, and so we don't have that extra assignment. So the only two assignments, just to clarify, discussion post number 7, and then individual research assignment for the course. There with your weekly guide, your intro video, which is what you are listening to at this point in viewing. Make sure that you look at all of the content for the week 7 outline, including the objectives and the overview, the reading, the slides, the instructor guides for both chapters 11 and 12, and then again, your discussion post number 7 and the individual research assignment. What I would like to do is move back out here and move to individual assignments, just so that we can take a quick look at your individual research assignment, because this obviously is a new type of assignment, and so I want to make sure that there are that we go over this and hopefully clarify anything prior to you starting this task. First thing that I would like you to take note of is right here on this screen. Please note that this assignment is due by 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, October the 14th. Please note in red, no late admissions or submissions will be accepted for this particular assignment. So as of 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, October the 14th, this link will lock, and so you will not be able to submit the assignment after that date and time. So please make sure that you take the opportunity to manage your time and set aside specific time so that you can have this completed as appropriate. In terms of the research paper guidelines themselves, essentially what I'm asking you to do is select an emerging trend in the area of information systems management. Emerging trend, what does that mean? Well, it could be any number of things that we have covered throughout our course: ERP, AI, cybersecurity, machine learning. Essentially, I'm giving you a level of freedom to select any topic. Hopefully, it's a topic of interest to you that we've covered throughout the 7 weeks so far. I want you to conduct research on that emerging trend and then write a 4 to 5 page double-spaced paper, including the following. And so what I have done is I have laid an outline for you here with all of the various requirements that I would like for you to include within the paper. And so we have our background here. We move through what would be called a literature review. And so I want you to review that emerging trend, including a comprehensive review. So its origin, functionality, use in today's business, along with real-world examples of how it's been applied in today's world, and then extend that into some discussion with ethical, legal, or any other type of implications that we need to consider. I'm asking you to look at current trends and then a personal perspective. And so when I look at the content of this paper, you have your intro, you have your conclusion. The bulk of the research paper is really going to be within this section 2, or the lit review. Coming down here, I ask you to complete a conclusion, and I also ask that you give a comprehensive list of all the sources that are cited in the paper. Make sure that you adhere to the MLA citation style and that those are included. I give you some formatting, style, and submission guidelines below in the last section of the instructions. Please make sure that as you set up your paper that the requirements are followed in terms of 1-inch margins, 12-point Times New Roman font, and again, 4 to 5 pages of content. That does not include the cover page, that does not include your citations. So 4 to 5 pages of actual content in 12-point font, 1-inch margins, and then adding the cover page, adding a citations page. Make sure that you ensure clarity, coherence, proper organization of the paper. You're going to obviously submit that paper via Blackboard. Please notice over here on the right hand side I do have Safe Assign enabled, and so that will run through in terms of all of the content of the paper to make sure that essentially you're using your work. You're not pulling in someone else's work, you're not pulling in copied papers online, etc. If you have any questions in regards to this particular assignment or this particular task, please make sure that you reach out. The overall grading for this research topic, 70 points. I do right here provide you with a rubric that you can take a look at prior to your submission. Let me go back out here and come up to week 7. And so again, everything's listed here for you. Your assignments, that discussion post 7, the individual research paper. Please note the specific due date and time for the individual research assignment, because I would not want you to miss 70 points for something that is not submitted on time. And again, as a reminder, you don't have the opportunities to submit this once it's past due. Let me know if you have questions. You guys have been doing a great job. Again, this is week 7, and so once we hit the conclusion of this week, you only have one more week to go in the course, so it is coming to a quick end here. So if you have any questions, concerns, challenges, any of those, reach out. Let me know how I can be of assistance, and certainly take good care.